Shadow Minister Mims Davies.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I'd like to thank the many members for their swift and heartfelt contributions, which I think everybody has contributed brilliantly to. I would like to also wish everyone a very happy Pride Month, my constituents in East Grinstead, Uckfield and the villages. Now, the ethos of the Conservatives is exactly about meaningful change and putting the individual at the centre of policy making. And it is the Conservative Party that is about freedom of who you are, and we are here to campaign for you and to support you for a better future for you and everyone. And as we heard this evening, it's about respect, love and care for all that matters. Now, I have quoted this before, Madam Deputy Speaker, and it's stuck with me. The words from my former colleague Elliot Colburn and my friend in the previous debate, when he said LGBT people have always existed. We did not pop out of the ground in the 1960s and 70s and start marching through the streets of London and other cities. He and Jed's wedding is back in my diary, and they have still got a lot more to do to get over what was a great engagement night. So it's absolutely welcome, as we've heard tonight, that changes are happening across the globe, in Thailand, in India. And it was right that we have righted the wrongs of our service personnel, as we've heard this evening, just so vital. And I will be in East Grinstead, our Armed Forces Day event on Saturday, with constituents, and thinking of those who've told me and shared their experiences in the forces, like some of those bravely retold this evening in the chamber. Abhorrent and terrible experiences, and I agree with the Honourable Lady at Cross. The Fighting with Pride group, what a fantastic contribution they have made. And tonight we've heard about family coming in all shapes and sizes and how important that is. And of course it was in 2022 that the Conservative government removed rightly the barriers to IVF for lesbian couples, and it's absolutely vital that that was highlighted by my honourable friend from Runnymede and Weybridge, and talked about the importance of family life for all couples, and vital to recognise that all parents and families come in different shapes and forms, including single parents. So I've always loved to highlight that we can do this job as a single parent. Now, the Honourable Member for Chatham and Aylesford talked about the importance of local pride campaigns, and that was echoed all across the chamber. I couldn't keep up. It was York, Basildon, Southend, and a winter pride event. Yeah, far too many clothes at that event, it sounds like. But I did very much enjoy having a geography lesson of where to go. It was also important, I think, this evening to reflect on politicians and what we do and how we've made a difference, and a reminder from the Minister of State opposite that there is always more to do, and we should take nothing for granted when it comes to... Yeah, go on.
I thank the Honourable Lady for giving way, and we've had a really light-hearted and really lovely debate in most parts. I just wondered, would she agree with me that leaders of political parties with their words have power, and would she push for her party, and in particular, just to make sure that when it comes to LGBT rights, that we consider the humanity that we're talking about and don't whip up hate?
Shadow Minister.
Well, I think you saw from our front bench speaking tonight a young man from Anglesey, my honourable friend from Daventry, who spoke very much about the challenges that he had living in isolation or indeed rural areas, as we heard from the lady from Unismond. So it's absolutely right that we should put safety, dignity and freedom to live your life at the heart of everything we do. And he's right, we are all leaders leaders in our own ways. And that's why I'm so proud that we as Conservatives set the ambitious and absolutely right goal of ending all the new HIV cases by 2030. And of course, my honourable friend again put that challenge to the front bench for this Parliament. And perhaps if the honourable gentleman's party hadn't been quite so successful at the election, we'd have even more of my gay and lesbian colleagues left on my benches to keep championing exactly as he says. Yes, of course.
It's unfortunate that there aren't more of her party here this evening as part of this debate, and that speaks volumes for, whilst I welcome her warm words and the warm words of her colleague in the opening remarks, those words will sound hollow up and down this country unless they start challenging their leader to do what is right for LGBT people up and down this country.
Well, I think this goes for all parties. Obviously, MPs' diaries have different challenges and commitments. I'm delighted my honourable friend from Daventry made it. He was stuck on a train for most of this evening, so I'm delighted he arrived as a whole. I do want to also point out the question that my honourable friend from Daventry raised, that we do not want Wales or Scotland or Northern Ireland to fall behind when it comes to that striving for no new cases of HIV by 2030 in all parts of the United Kingdom. I'm delighted to be DJing at the LGBT Tories event at Conservative Party Conference. As we've heard, the conferences that are come alive apparently, and the Deputy Speaker earlier pointed out he hadn't recently been to a Labour one. Maybe he'll be coming to my DJ night, and I'll be following the guest turn from my honourable friend for Rutland and Stamford, and hoping that some of my colleagues like Chris Clarkson, formerly of this parish, will be there. And I want to pay tribute to Luke Robert Black, MBE, who got his MBE in December 24 for his work with LGBT Conservatives, as we heard tonight, 50 years on from both Labour and Conservatives, starting that really important group, of course.
The Shadow Minister for giving way. There's been quite a nice cross-party feeling to the debate tonight, and it's been very it's been very encouraging. There's also been some mention of trailblazers, and I realise this is probably a little bit embarrassing for our own front bench, but the Minister of State who opened this, member for Rhondda and Ogmore, has been through quite a lot and written quite a lot and quite extensively about the role of LGBT people in public life and about the role of Parliament, his own role and as a minister and MP. And will she join me in praising him as one of those trailblazers in this place?
I'm always happy to praise him. The last time we had a chat, he called me a very rude woman, so I've got some making up to do from him. So I hope that is exactly what he's pleased about. But let me turn to actually. And of course, it's really important to have trailblazers. And as we've heard, being an ally is absolutely vital. I was going to mention the honourable member for Burnley, showcasing just how important and how much that matters. And my former colleague, I must mention her, Maria Caulfield, now CBE, her passion and commitment for better HIV treatment, her focus on tackling stigma around HIV and mental health was really, really important, and gives me the opportunity to speak to the honourable lady for South Derbyshire, speaking up about her being bisexual and being openly bi, and so proud in this. And this will help others who watch this back about being out and being who they are. I too have daughters who are not as diverse as I was hoping for, but we'll live in hope. It's me that's the challenge, not them. So I do think this is exactly tonight why we need this Pride Month. We absolutely need to make it count. We need to put the humour, the humanity, and reflect all the contributions, as we've heard, both historically and importantly now, that LGBT plus individuals and communities do in terms of creating a better world, and that we as politicians in this House can continue to be part of this story and help all LGBT people to thrive, not just in their sexuality, sexuality, but in every part of their life, their community, their career, and whatever they want life to look like. I'd like to thank all members for their contributions tonight and hope that we can work together actively, positively across the chamber to continue to make positive changes for LGBT people. That, of course, we reflect pride and esteem activism and social change, that we always continue to challenge stigma, including views of my own party, and prejudice, to be clear that all political parties are here for you, no matter who you are, where you live, who you love, that you should never feel unsafe or worried about who you should be. We'll always work together to strive for dignity, inclusion, compassion. After all, love is love.